All right, we are starting the podcast. I am here. My name is Abdul. I am here with Josh.
Hey, what's going on?
All right, cool. So we're going to be talking about Marvel. So, name me your top 5 Marvel heroes.
Top 5 Marvel heroes?
Yeah.
Are we talking like MCU?
No.
Are we talking like...
No, just like
comics
including comics, yeah.
No, that's hard. I probably have to split it into...
No, top 5.
No, I mean, again, I couldn't pick comics and MCU. I'd have to have 2 different lists.
Oh, just do it.
Characters, no, because it doesn't fully correlate.
I know what you're saying.
Characters can be completely different in the MCU. Like, so, like, for example, like, obviously Drax is much stronger in the comics than he is in the MCU. So I can't put him in there. But anyways...
okay, so start off with the MCU then. So what's your top 5 Marvel MCU characters?
Favourite?
Yeah, top 5, yeah.
Obviously, Spider-Man, Captain America, possibly Wolverine. Spider-Man, Captain America, Wolverine. Who else? Most people would be like Black Panther.
Is he not in your top 5?
No, he's actually...
What?
No, I like Black Panther, but like he's not like a top 5. Like I never followed, like his comics back in the day when I was young. I never really watched cartoons or...
Yeah, I
guess. It was Spider-Man in it, like X-Men. That was what I rolled with when I was younger, man. So...
Yeah.
So what have I got? Spider-Man, Wolverine. Well, Captain America, Spider-Man, Wolverine. It's a tough one.
Because it's 2-1.
I liked the Hulk when I was younger as well. Like I really liked the Hulk.
Go with the Hulk. And who's your last one?
Last one.
This is a set in stone, by the way. Like people know, like.
No, I know. Obviously.
You might remember someone like this.
Because I'll probably forget like something. I think.
Iron Man.
I did like Iron Man, when I was younger. This is a tough one.
Come on, speak
Just give me a couple more minutes. I think. Lad, you do yours.
I'll do one. Because mine's definitely Spider-Man, like so clear, number 1 by a country mile. And the other 4 is a bit of an odd one. I'd say Hulk has to be there. I loved Hulk as a kid. Fantastic.
Smashes things.
I know, like those old movies and like just the concept.
It's like that's just what he does. Like it's a shame in the MCU, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's a massive shame. Like just the concept, like when you're a kid, right? The idea of turning into like this insanely overpowered, like invincible, like a monster, like when you're angry, it was a cool concept as a kid. So yeah, Hulk has to be there, I think. Even though the MCU, it's not really working out.
Also, to touch on that as well with the Hulk, I found out today, rumor mill, apparently the rights now have officially went to MCU, so they've expanded.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that rumor or?
I don't know. You'd have to check it online. Like,
so what I read online.
But apparently today, like they expired and now they're fully returned back to Marvel. So now they can make movies.
So do you know with Sony, like when Spider-Man was sold to Sony, apparently the deal was Sony had to make Spider-Man movies, in order to keep him.
Yeah, every couple of years.
Why does
That's why they had to reboot Spider-Man, because they were going to do Spider-Man 4, but Tobey Maguire was like, he wanted more money, so they were like, well, F you. And then they...
But have you heard like the plot for like Spider-Man 4 and stuff?
The original one?
Yeah. Apparently it was really good.
Yeah, it was like alright. They had thingy, didn't they? They had Vulture and all that stuff and stuff.
Wasn't like Doctor Strange going to be in it? Like, no?
I don't know if Doctor Strange was going to be in it, but I know that they had Vulture and all that.
Yeah. So
they had like an Easter egg for Doctor Strange, but I don't know if they were ever really going to do that in the Tobey Maguire universe. But, but I just heard anyways about the whole thing, isn't it? Like that they have the rights now, so hopefully we'll actually get a decent Hulk. World War Hulk, that'll be really good.
So my Marvel top 5, I've got Spider-Man, Hulk, and it's kind of tricky with the other ones. I think, I don't know, I think Iron Man might be there. I don't know, the sort of Iron Man, like I do love him, like he is like the main character of like the Avengers, I think.
It's not the main character.
Not the main character, but he's sort of, I don't know, he feels like... What?
Iron Man.
No, in the MCU.
He's not. Yeah, the MCU.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. The main character though.
I know what you mean, but like
him and Captain America are co-leaders.
But do you want right?
Of the Avengers.
Do you want? I'll give it to Iron Man. He'll be in my top 5 because I can't think of anyone else really.
We've just got I've just realised just generic picks.
No, but that's fine though. Like that's fine.
No, I'm not saying there's a problem. I'm just saying it's funny because you ask like some people in it who are like really deep into like the lore. Not that I'm not like deep into the like Marvel lore, but they'll be bringing up all mad characters like Blue Marvel, friggin' Galactus.
I've got
Silver Surfer's another cool character actually. One.
I've got like an old popular one. I'm gonna say Ms. Marvel. I liked her because like obviously like she like showed like Asian culture as a Marvel hero.
Yeah.
So I like that. So that's 4.
But her powers are a bit different though to what they are in the comics.
I mean, she wasn't the best hero ever, but I'm just hoping she'll improve.
Obviously, like she's not meant to be. The show was really good at. I know the show gets like a, well, it doesn't even get that much hate. It's got a good rating on like Rotten Tomatoes and all that.
Yeah.
There's a few haters there.
Yeah.
But it was a good show. It was a good show. Like Miss Marvel wasn't meant to be like some pure action-packed show like Falcon and the Winter. It wasn't meant to be like that. Like Hawkeye. It was just different.
Actually,
it's a different kind of show, isn't it? Like it's more like a, like it says coming of age, isn't it? It's more a bit like Spider-Man, like Homecoming or...
Actually, I think I might know my 5th one. I'm only really saying this one because I can't really think of anyone else. So I'm just going to say it. The Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
She'll be our 5th. Like that movie, Multiverse of Madness, that was...
She's ridiculous, isn't it?
She's ridiculous. I think she's insanely overpowered, I think...
I know, but people always say that, like, she's too strong, but like a lad, that's like how she is in the comics.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I like her because.
No, I know you're not saying. I'm saying like I'm saying a lot of other people online when the movie came out was like saying she was over.
Like she could literally like control like what could she do, like reality warp?
Yeah, she can pretty much just like she can warp reality. She just basically does whatever she wants. That movie was like funny though because like. Sorry, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it.
I mean, at the beginning of the video, I'll put a spoiler. I'll put spoilers, so don't worry. You don't have to spoil things you want.
When she killed that Black Bolt guy, that was so done by Reed Richards, though. By John Krasinski, like
Why?
Reed Richards. When he's like, yeah, Black Bolt can obliterate you. Why did he tell her?
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand that, lad. That was so dumb. I don't know why he told her, man.
Oh.
The only thing that makes sense to me, like with the way the Illuminati acted in that movie, because the way they acted a bit like dumb. Like, they were kind of like a bit like dismissive of how powerful Wanda was. The only assumption I can make is the Wanda in their universe weren't that strong.
Well, to be fair, she seemed chill.
I don't think the Wanda in their universe was that strong. So I think that's why when that Wanda, like, what was that, soul walking or whatever, that walking thing where they walked to the, like, universes, that's probably why when she went to their, like, possessed their Wanda, they were like, they didn't know her, they weren't...
That's all. What was that funny scene, like, with Doctor Strange, and, like, he's using like that Dead Strange's body. Like he's still looking at that Dead Strange and he goes to Wanda, this time you have to kill me to make sure I'm dead or something. Like it's hilarious. And that totally had like a weird reaction to her. Oh, that made me laugh. Like you have to really kill me to make sure I'm dead or something. Oh yeah. So I guess that's my top 5. So do you have your 4 of your 5th
one? So what did I pick again?
See if it's Hulk, Spider-Man, Captain America and Iron Man.
So, Spider-Man...
Hulk, Captain America, and Iron Man, I think you said. Did you say Iron Man?
Spider-Man, Captain America...
Hulk, Iron Man,
Wolverine, that's 5.
Wolverine, actually, yeah, that's solid, Wolverine.
Yeah. That's just like a general pick, but there's probably... If we were to do a top 10, there'd be other characters that would obviously go.
I mean, in the MCU...
Like Blue Marvel would be up there, because I like Blue Marvel's story. Blue Marvel's like a character... Well, he's a pretty cool character. He's essentially like their version of like he's another like, so in the Marvel universe they have like a bunch of characters that are like their version of Superman.
Okay.
So there's Blue Marvel. There's a few characters you can throw in that category. Obviously, anyone who knows anything about like Marvel comics, it's going to be Sentry or Hyperion. They're the most closest to like Superman in terms of like power for like literally their powers. But Blue Marvel's there too, and then there's another guy called Gladiator who's like a general of the Shi'ar Empire, which is just like another intergalactic empire. You know, like the way in the Marvel universe you've got the Kree Empire, the Skrulls, and then you've got the Shi'ar Empire, and there's this guy called Gladiator, and this guy's literally like, he's also like another version of... He's like Marvel's version of Superman. I think as well, he's got like another name, and I can't remember exactly what it is.
I think
but his name is a mixture of like Kal-El's name or something mad like that.
I think with the MCU, it's easier to like the more popular ones because they have more movies and stuff. Like, I think Black Panther would have been there, but he only had the one movie, the actual Black
yeah, well, I don't think that's a factor just because he's had one movie. It's just, for me personally, it's just I never really read or watched much Black Panther stuff. I knew of him as a kid growing up, but obviously as a kid growing up, what was popular for me was Spider-Man was just on the TV all the time.
Did you watch Spider-Man?
Spider-Man and X-Men, 97 X-Men and the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, those were just constantly on. And there was an Iron Man and Fantastic Four animated series too that I used to watch, and there was a Hulk series. So those are like the main, main things, man. X-Men was just like, oh man, X-Men was crazy, man. X-Men was so popular, that's why that was the first proper like live action movies they'd done in the 2000s.
Yeah.
When you could argue that they finally had the technology to do like proper
X-Men and the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I feel like we went off topic though. You were asking me about who Blue Marvel was, weren't you?
No, you answered it. You basically answered it, so that's fine.
No, but I never went into enough detail.
We're going to go into more detail then.
Nah, just like, so Blue Marvel, he's a pretty badass character. He's based like back in like the 60s. So he has like a arch nemesis called like Anti-Man, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And one day when he's fighting Anti-Man, his mask breaks, and then people realise that he's black.
He's what?
He's black.
Oh, really?
yeah, Blue Marvel. So people realise he's black, and it's like during the time they're like all the, like where there's all the equal rights and stuff, and like black people in America and stuff like that. So obviously, like the government was scared because of how powerful he was. So they told him to step down. He's been in like the Vietnam War, everything, bro, and that's like how the story's phrased, because he's from the Ultimate Comics.
Yeah.
The Ultimate Comics is basically what the MCU was kind of like. You already know this, and I've told you, the MCU was based kind of on the Ultimate Comics. So that's why the original Nick Fury that you see in like the old Avengers cartoons and games, it's the white dude in it.
Yeah.
But like in the Ultimate Comics, he's literally based off Samuel L. Jackson.
Well, actually, now that you mention it, does this person go into your top 5? Thor?
Oh yeah.
Does he go into your top 5?
Yeah.
You said Nick Fury, I know it's only for like the 4 movies.
Thor, yeah.
Does he kick anyone out in your top 5?
Yeah, he might kick someone out,
Who do you kick out?
Because I actually do like Thor. His movies, like, he's not that popular in like with his MCU like stuff, but like I did like him, like Thor as a character back in
I think
some stuff. His comics were great.
I think I really like Thor. That last movie was just a bit they just the last movie, yeah.
It was a bit weird. There's an article I read, and he was talking about his kids critique his kids like friends critique the movie.
Looking into that movie, I mean, it was weird because like the story was good, I think, but like he was just like trying to be too funny, and like it wasn't the right type of humor. Like it's alright trying to be funny, but like it wasn't the right type of
humor. Because as we all know, there's humor in the MCU. I think the problem is just, like you said, there was too much. There was just too much. Like when you watch Thor Ragnarok, there's a lot of humor in Thor Ragnarok too, but it had the right.
To be honest, for me, right, the humor didn't feel like it actually wove into the actual story. Like it wasn't like part of the story. I don't know. Like there was this one joke where what's the guy's name from Guardians of the Galaxy? How have I forgotten his name? Just watch the movies.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah. What's the cast called? Star-Lord. Damn it, that's it. Star-Lord. He's looking at his crew and he's like, "Yeah, I love my family," or something along those lines. Then Thor tries to pop his head in the frame, and like he tries to like look away from Thor. I think stuff like that humor it's just a bit cheap. Like I don't know. Like
I don't know. I don't mind it. Like I don't think that was bad. Look, there's nothing wrong with like the humor in the movie, like in terms of having it in there, because we've just seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
No, that was fantastic.
And that had humour in. All the Guardians of the Galaxy movies have tons of humour in. I think the problem is that I think there's certain characters and groups in like the MCU where it works and where it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And like another thing, like a lot of people don't know that might not read the Thor comics, he isn't the humorous character in the comics.
Yeah.
He's the complete opposite in the comics.
Yeah.
Like Thor's like, he's like straight up, you know, he's like Superman in it. He's just like, he's like, you know, I'll defend the humans of Earth and all that.
Yeah.
Of Midgard, is it Midgard they call the human? Yeah, he's not like the comedy guy, but obviously, as you know, in the MCU, things change, innit? Like, funnily enough, Hercules is more comedic. So Hercules in the comics is what Thor is in the MCU.
Really?
Literally. Wow. So it's like they've done they've like swapped places. So Hercules, he's a comedic version of like, he's similar to Thor, but a comedy version, like a loosened up version. But I guess they took Hercules' personality and put it on Thor.
Yeah.
It's true though, even like Korg. Korg isn't a comedic character.
Who?
Korg, the rock guy.
He's not comedic?
Thor. He's not comedic in the books, but he is in the... He's not comedic in the comics. He's not like... He's from World War Hulk. So in World War Hulk, yeah, when the Hulk gets sent to I think it's Sakaar or whatever,
yeah,
to that place, and he's like a gladiator, and there's a king there, and he helps them beat the king.
Yeah.
He finds a chick, he gets married,
yeah,
he has a kid, and then they blow up like this ship,
yeah,
the Illuminati, and then so obviously he gets pissed off, so then he comes back to like Earth. Korg is one of his like allies, so Korg is one of the people he makes friends with.
All on the way to
yeah. So he's actually from Hulk's comics.
What?
Yeah. So see, like that way the MCU move things around. Not to say there's anything wrong with what they've done.
No,
it's just that's like good. That's a good.
To be fair,
that's a good idea of like that's an example of when they've done something where they've changed things where it's good. They do with the boys in it. They change things in the comics, but sometimes the changes they make are better than what happens in the comics. So it's not always about.
It is impressive because you can very easily mess that up. To be honest, like offend people. Like if you get the wrong character if you get the wrong characters together and they interact the wrong way. So I think it's like fair play to them, like they're able to move characters around from like different stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, Thor. No, I like Thor, especially in the Avengers. I think he was like one.
What's your favourite one out of all the Thor movies? I mean, obviously we know it's not going to be the fourth one. It's obviously Ragnarok, lad.
I did like the one like where he's fighting Hela or Hell.
Yeah, that's Ragnarok.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Thor 1 and Thor Ragnarok for me are solid movies. Thor 2 is like...
What's Thor 1 and Thor
2 is just like, okay.
I barely remember.
Thor 3, I mean, Thor, the one that just came out, the fourth one, Love and Thunder, like, again, back on like the comedy thing, for me, what like, because we never touched on it, it was the fact that like you had Gorr the God Butcher, who's like a sick character in the comics.
Yeah.
Like the comedy just completely took away the fear of like that character because like you didn't even show us half of the gods he was butchering.
Yeah.
He just like you skipped most of those scenes,
yeah.
like because I heard in it like the movie was longer and they cut a bunch of stuff from it because they had to hit a specific time. I think it was like 2 hours tops.
Yeah,
they gave them a deadline and I think they had to cut loads of stuff out the movie, so you just had all these cheap jokes and comedy, and like Gorr the God Butcher, who's the main villain, became a joke by the time they fought him, so he wasn't really like intimidating. Like you want the main character to be intimidating, so
yeah.
Christian Bale's a good actor and I feel like they just completely
he is a sick actor.
They just wasted like all of his potential there. Gorr's a really good like character.
I mean,
like,
you can tell that you can sort of tell by Gorr that he would have been sick, but like they kind of did mess up, and it's
like they rushed it, innit? And they cut a lot of like
they just
stuff out.
They just didn't make us feel that worried about him. I don't know, like
yeah, the movie just like it was literally a comedy movie. Like Marvel movies have comedy in. But Thor: Love and Thunder was legit like a comedy movie. Like they have comedy in, but they're not like a full-on comedy movie. Marvel movies, but I wonder if they're gonna try this approach with Fantastic Four.
Do you know Thor: Love and Thunder? Right, it's like he stole the kids' goal, but I'm starting to think he's not actually gonna kill the kids or anything like that. Like there's no real harm, so it's just like
CGI as well was a bit weird too.
Oh, I don't mind CGI.
I don't know, you know when Heimdall's son like showed
up. We have one. You like that?
Nah.
I did also.
CGI looked a bit cheap, man. Go
really?
back and watch it, yeah. Go back and watch it, man. CGI was a bit like, what the heck, man? It looked like, I don't know, like Marvel, man. The last like phase has just been a bit like weird. It's not been like bad. It's just like it's not been like terrible. Like the way a lot of people go on and they're like, oh my god, it's awful. Like there's been good movies, do you know what I mean, and good content in it. it's just felt a bit weaker. It feels like almost like it's like filler. Do you get me? Until we get into like the next major. You know, like when you watch an anime, it's like you have the filler, and then before you get into the next major arc, it kind of feels like that. I don't think it's fair though, like for a lot of people, because I know they get a lot of heat online, like to just say it's been a complete like it's been trash, because we've still got decent stuff. Obviously, Spider-Man: No Way Home,
so
Multiverse of Madness.
For me, right, with 4, right, I think he kicks out the Hulk only because there's not enough Hulk movies. I think if there was more Hulk movies, he'd come back in the top 5. But it's a shame, isn't it? Because
you said for me to do it in general, didn't you?
I said I tried to say it in general, but then you saw like the make up your mind. Okay, so including the comics, then
like in the comics, Hulk has to be in there because
of course, mate, of course.
Especially like the way Sentry,
fantastic.
The way Sentry comes at the end of that comic, the way like all through World War Hulk, he's just banging out everybody on Earth. Everyone's just like, Sentry, we need you, we need you. Sentry, again, people, is like basically Marvel's version of Superman, as I said earlier on. So basically, the Hulk is he's basically just steamrolling everyone. He even goes to the X-Men. He rolls up to the X-Men's compound, isn't it? And he bangs. He bashes all the X-Men. And then he gets to like Dr. Xavier, isn't it? And like, it's just after the events of House of M, isn't it, I believe? So it's when Wanda done all that madness in House of M. Speaking of Wanda, because we were saying she's OP, and then after it, she says like no more mutants, so the population of the mutants basically went down to like a very small amount. This is kind of just Marvel. They wanted to reboot everything because it was getting out of hand. There was too many mutants. So obviously when they go back, when he goes there, he's confronting Xavier, because obviously Charles Xavier was in the Illuminati, and they're the ones who thought it was a absolutely Einstein level of like intelligence to send the Hulk away from Earth, because they said he was too dangerous. And like, that was so dumb, that, you know, when they done that, man. And Black Panther told them as well, he was like,
bad idea.
He was like, this is a bad idea, like, we're gonna really get the Hulk angry, and they done it anyway.
I think for me, the Black Panther gets an honorable mention, because he had that one movie, but he was also in like what's called Avengers Civil War. He was in like all the Avengers afterwards. So
bro, he's a pretty cool character in the comics, man. He's a cool character in the comics, man. Like I read like this Infinity comic, and like Thanos and that are just rocking up to Earth, and it's like I can't remember exactly which one it is, but because there's so many Infinity ones, but I know that it's like got the Black Order in, and they're the people who helped Thanos, isn't it? You know? You've seen them in the original Infinity War movie, and they're basically just going everywhere on Earth because they're trying to find like the Infinity Stones. Or I think Thanos is like they're trying to find the Infinity Stones from the Infinity Gauntlet, but Thanos is also trying to find his son. And in this comic, it's bizarre because Thanos' son is an Inhuman. So it's the craziest thing. So the Inhumans have Thanos' son, and they're like hiding him, and he wants to find his son to like kill him or something like that. But anyways, to go back to Black Panther, I know that they go everywhere in it. They go to fight like everyone on Earth. They go to the Inhumans everywhere, and I know they win most of the fights. The Black Order, Thanos' like followers. And then when they go to Wakanda, they just get absolutely met. like Wakanda's one of them places where even when Earth's getting wrecked, when people go to Wakanda, it's very, very rare that you're going to come out with the W. Like, they're just too good, like, defensively, like, just... Wakanda's just ready for, like, so much in the comics, man.
Yeah, in Infinity War, they kind of show that as well, like...
There's only one person who's kind of, like, been able to, like, successfully, like, defeat Wakanda, lad. And it was, obviously taking away the MCU, because technically Thanos goes there. Well, he doesn't defeat it, but he just has a goal in it, just get the Infinity Gauntlet. Doctor Doom did in the comics, but Doctor Doom's ridiculously clever. He's like one of the most cleverest characters in the Marvel comics, isn't he? And Reed Richards, like he done all kinds of underhanded things. Like he started a coup d'etat in Wakanda. Do you know what I mean? So obviously, like, so then he was able to. He done a country wonderland and stuff.
Hey, divide and conquer, like,
basically that's what he done. He done divide and conquer because he wanted to get all the vibranium in Wakanda. Because he knew that vibranium was a good like source for like power or something like that.
So since I've asked you top 5 heroes, I suppose another question then. Top 5 MCU villains.
MCU villains?
Yeah.
Obviously, Killmonger is up there.
Really?
100%. Like, Killmonger's probably one of the best MCU villains.
To be fair, he was amazing.
Yes, he is. This is like a topic for debate because a lot of people prior to like Infinity War and Black Panther used to say that a lot of MCU villains aren't the best. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean the movies aren't good, it just means the villains aren't the best. If you really go back and think back to the Iron Man movies, do you remember the villains?
Yeah, I remember the villains.
Yeah, but like, were they like... The movies are good. That's what... Don't get me wrong. Like, people don't get like the wrong idea. They'll think because I'm critiquing the villain, I'm just saying the movie's terrible. I love the Iron Man movies.
To be honest, I've never watched the third Iron Man. And I don't know. And apparently that villain got memed like to bits.
Yeah. Iron Man's just like...
Did you watch the third one?
Yeah. But so many years ago, I can't remember.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When I rewatched all the MCU movies a couple of years ago, I didn't go all the way back to the beginning because like I just couldn't be bothered. It's too many movies. I went from Thor: The Dark World. Yeah, that was where I went from. I never went from Iron Man 3.
Right.
But I've seen Iron Man 3. Obviously, I've seen every.
So you're over 4 villains.
But I just remember like with the Iron Man villains, like they were essentially just like evil versions of like they were just other people in a suit.
Yeah.
So I was just like, but yeah, back to villains. Who would you put in your top 5?
Well, I'll do my top 5. But first one, I'm just gonna have to go with the obvious one. Thanos has got to be there. I mean, he's just to be fair, he is an amazing villain.
People say he's a bit more complex in the comics. But I like the way they done him in the MCU. Like, I get why some people say he's more complex in the comics. But
do you know what? I feel like the comic book one, I think people like just wouldn't get it if
in the MCU they'd be confused. Yeah,
like they'd be confused about like how you can love like death and like how that can make you, especially kids. Like, I don't think kids will understand like that kind of concept.
Like, what the heck's going on?
How can you love someone to the point where you want to kill everyone? So like it'll just seem a bit stupid. So I get why they changed it a bit. So
they change everything in the MCU. You see, guys, this is what I'm trying to tell you. They do change a lot of stuff in the MCU, but it's not always a bad thing. It doesn't always mean a bad thing.
I really did like Killmonger. I don't know what.
It's gotta be up there.
Up there, he is up there. I don't know if he's in the top 5 though. I'm trying to think.
I think he's 100% in the top 5. For me, anyways, definitely. Like when you compare him to other villains. It's kind of hard for me to pick other good villains, but
Do all Spider-Man movies count? Do you reckon they count? The old Spider-Man movies, like the
Tobey Maguire. It's MCU, isn't it? They're not MCU.
What? I mean, are they canon anymore?
Technically, they're canon in another universe, but
you're not counting it.
They're not like the MCU, like the universe, and they're in the multiverse.
People like Doc Ock, he would have been in there, so okay, I won't do them. Okay, cool.
You can't do that anyways, because if you start doing the old Spider-Man movies, Doc Ock and like Green Goblin would just take up like 2 slots just like that.
I know, yeah.
Both of them would, like even like Doc Ock and both of them would take up 2 slots. Even Harry, even Harry as a villain at one point. Do you know what I mean? Like for a short period, he was a villain for like a short period, but yeah. It's a hard one, isn't it, man? Killmonger.
So is Thanos definitely in top 5? Is he not?
I think Hela was a pretty cool concept.
So is Thanos not automatically in top 5? I thought he was.
I'll probably put Thanos in there. Yeah. Maybe Hela.
Hela?
Yeah, from Thor Ragnarok. My mind has just went. Let's go for the movies.
I'll let you pick a villain that turned good if you want. So someone like Loki. If you want to say Loki, you can.
Yeah, Loki was a good villain. Yeah, I'll put Loki in there. So, what have we got? We got Killmonger, Thanos,
Hela,
Loki. So got one more to pick.
I was trying to go 4. I'm a bit blank.
It's a tricky one.
Oh, Star Wars dad. I liked him as a villain. Yeah. I really liked him as a villain.
Yeah.
He was sick. Who was the villain for this first? Ronan. Sorry, yeah. What were the latest?
Ronan was an alright villain.
Yeah.
I like Ronan because I just make me laugh the way, you know what I'm gonna say, isn't it? This guy knows what I'm gonna say.
You call me boy.
I like Ronan because I like the way that like he stood up for himself. That, like, even though we knew that he'd probably get like absolutely wasted, it was just funny the way he like stood up for himself. That made me respect the guy so much more. You called me boy.
Do I make stuff about Thanos? The fact that
Thanos like was taunting him in it, like, bro.
See, that's the thing that I like, that made me laugh at Thanos, right? Thanos like literally told Ronan to get like that Infinity Stone. He probably knew he was capable of like wielding it.
Yeah.
And then when he had the stone, he's taunting him.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I'll whip it to him while he's got the stone. Oh, that's hilarious.
Boy, and then he kept calling him boy as well. That was funny, man. And then I remember when he said something to Thanos, and Thanos was he was staring at Thanos, and then like Nebula just was like, "Yeah, this is
this is a bad win."
She was like, "Don't even like try it."
Yeah.
Nah, you know, Ronan was an alright villain, but I don't know if I can put him in the top 5 because he's not like. I don't think he was fleshed out enough. Do you get me? Like, fleshed out enough.
What about
Killmonger was fully fleshed out, bro. Like, he was tied.
Fantastic.
His story was directly tied into T'Challa's story. Like, he's up there, and like obviously a lot of the things he was like saying in the movie as well. Like, some people could kind of like relate to.
But you know what? I'll put Killmonger in the top 5 for now. So Thanos, Killmonger.
They say when you can relate to a villain, or when you can kind of like understand.
I fully understand him. I fully get him.
Then
I get it.
Usually that means it's a good villain.
I get him. So
doesn't mean a villain can't just be straight up bad.
I don't even know what Solo's dad's called. What was his name again?
Ego.
Yeah. So Ego, Thanos, Killmonger.
I still can't get my 5th.
Well, what about the latest Guardians of the Galaxy movie? Is Inquisitor?
Oh, you mean the High Evolutionary?
High Evolutionary. Is he just a bit? Not really.
He was a good. He was a good villain. You know, he was alright.
That was a sick movie.
He was pretty decent. That guy's a great actor as well.
Yeah, that was a sick
He's
movie.
in Peacemaker as well. That guy.
Yes, so let's go for the villains then. So Iron Man, you have that his mentor or whatever for the first movie. Who's the villain in the second movie again? Forgot.
There's no way I'm gonna remember that. Iron Man, I watched it so many years ago, but I just know all the villains of his movies basically had suits.
What was the second Iron Man?
They basically had suits.
No, I forgot this. What happened in the second Iron Man movie? Everyone knew he was Iron Man.
Yeah.
Then what happened?
I don't know. We'll probably be here all.
Whoa! I've completely blanked out. I can't remember a single thing about that movie.
Like, I haven't watched it in like over a decade. There's no way I'm gonna remember it. I can remember the Thor movies, kind of.
So who the first 2 villains of the 4 movies? Like, I completely blanked out with
I
that.
thought Thor 1. What's the villain?
I know it has something to do with Heimdall or something. I don't know.
Thor 1.
I that came out in 2008. I vaguely
Thor 1's a
remember
bit
it.
of a tough one. Thor Ragnarok. I've already chosen the
Wait, do you know Thor 1? Did he get kicked out of Asgard or something?
Yeah, he got kicked out, but I can't remember who the villain was.
Yeah, I can't remember
So,
either.
let me see. I picked... let me just check. I picked... Killmonger.
Thanos. Hela.
Did I pick anyone else?
I think he did, you know.
Thanos. So Killmonger, Thanos, Hela.
I'll let you pick like the series ones as well, like not just the movies.
Yeah. So I only picked 3. I thought I picked 4.
You did pick 4? I can't remember the other 4. Oh, Loki? You got Loki?
Yeah, Loki.
Oh, he was the Avengers villain.
Yeah, Loki was up there.
The first Avengers villain.
Let me go through the movies on my one. So we had Thor, Ragnarok. We had what came after that? We had Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. We had Civil War as well.
Who's Captain Marvel?
Homecoming, Spider-Man, and Far From Home. And Spider-Man No Way Home. It's a tricky one. We had Shang-Chi.
See, like, those Spider-Man villains were the arse. I don't care.
Do you reckon?
I mean, I like Jake Gyllenhaal as an actor, but I wasn't I don't know.
I liked Mysterio.
I think the character was cool, but
I liked it, I liked that version of Mysterio they done.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. There's different versions of him, you know. He's not always magic, you know, Mysterio. Like, there is a version of him that just uses... Technically, he is an illusionist. Like, that is actually what he is. If you go online and you Google Mysterio and go on, like, the Marvel Wiki thing, it will tell you that he's, like, an illusionist or something like that, so...
I mean, the Spider-Man movies, I like it. I don't know, like, I like the concept of the guy, and I like the actor. I don't know, there's no Mysterio I just don't like. No, not didn't like. I liked him, but I just didn't connect with him. I don't know what it was. Right. So, who was the first Captain America villain?
Oh yeah, that's a good place to start. Actually, Captain America.
Oh, Hydra was it?
Yeah, Hydra was a pretty good. It wasn't really like one person, was it?
No.
Oh man, Captain America, man, them movies.
The second one. Wait. So what was the second one like?
Yeah, man. That's one of my favourite characters.
The second Captain America?
Yeah, probably one of the best movies in the whole of the MCU.
The second one or the first?
The second one. That's one of the best movies
in the whole
MCU.
So which one was that?
The Winter Soldier.
Oh, is he in your top 5 villains?
Well, he wasn't. He was a...
No, he can't. Actually, no.
He was kind of a villain, but like... Do you know what I mean? He's not...
Nah, I'll count as a villain, even though...
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know, he was a villain. He was killed people.
He was a villain, but like... He was a villain for like one movie. Like,
yeah, that's fine.
I know, but like he was... I mean,
to be fair, like, I liked him as a villain, like... because he literally riled everyone up, even though...
Like who? Who are you talking about?
Bucky.
How did he rile everyone up?
Well, because people thought like he blew up and killed T'Challa's dad, and then
oh, that was in Civil War. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Wait, what was the Winter Soldier?
Yeah, what? You're confusing me. Like, sorry, because the guy who sets Bucky up, that's a different dude. Like,
wait, so
that's that other dude, isn't it?
Oh shit, yeah. So wait, what was the
he's already like kind of like.
What was the Winter Soldier?
He's not a goodie, but.
What was the Winter Soldier again?
So Winter Soldier's the one where like Hydra had infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. And that's why we don't have S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore, we have S.W.O.R.D.
And did Loki go... Loki was in that movie, right?
No.
Oh, what was it? No, I need to Google this. I'm blank, lads.
No. Winter Soldier, yeah, is the one where like Hydra have infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. Like that's literally the plot of the movie. And like basically like they're finding it out like Captain America, and then like he's even fighting all the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. And they're like going, "Hail Hydra!" Like the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. He finds out that like back like years ago, like decades ago, basically like Hydra, yeah, just like they'd done an inside job in it, and they lived on. They were basically controlling S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, but he wasn't it.
So yeah, no one ever said he wasn't in it, lad.
Wasn't like a bad character in there?
Yeah, he was a villain in it, lad. But you were talking about Civil War when you said that he blew up the.
Oh, I'm getting confused.
That was Civil War when he blew up T'Challa's dad. That wasn't him. That was somebody else who done it, but they framed him. The guy who's the villain in Captain America and the Winter Soldier, and then sorry, not the villain. He's in jail, and they bring him out, and he helps them in Captain America and the Winter Soldier. That guy. They use him.
So everyone quiet, guys. I'm reading the plot. Yeah. My mind's going
I keep forgetting his name. That guy who sets up Bucky in Civil War. Yeah, Bucky was an alright villain, to be fair, but like, I think it was just because you knew you weren't going to be a villain forever. Like, well, I did, anyways, because I knew from the comics when I was watching it. Like, I knew it was his friend. So, but yeah.
Wait, so it's. Oh, I'm so confused. So
you still only picked 3?
I know, man. Yeah. What can I not think? Yeah, I'm gonna go for the villain in Civil War then.
Civil War?
Yeah, the villain in there.
Yeah, I think I've only picked 3.
Because even though he himself wasn't strong, he made them fight each other, and that's pretty powerful. Yeah, I'm gonna go the villain, even though I don't even know his name. the villain in Civil War. Yeah, if I don't even know his name, I'm gonna go with him.
He was a pretty good villain because he didn't actually. Yeah,
I don't even know his name.
He didn't fight anyone. He just made.
He got everyone fight each other. That's quite cool.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool concept.
He got everyone involved though. He somehow got every single person involved. That was actually a sick movie.
It's a lot like it's like a more streamlined version of Civil War in the comics, because Civil War in the comics, there was an ulterior motive of why it was happening, and it just kept hinting to it while you were reading like all the tie-ins and all the comics, but it never showed you what it was. But there was like an ulterior motive. But there's been multiple Civil Wars in the comics.
So what have I said so far? Ego, Thanos, that guy from Civil War. What's the fourth one? Oh, I'm gonna go Killmonger there. I mean, actually, no. Now that I'm trying to remember them, Killmonger was probably one of the better ones. No, he's always been one of the better ones. I really like them as a villain.
When you go through every single villain in like the MCU, Killmonger has to be. To be in the top 5 because they have been a bit weak in the villain department. They have.
John, what do help us out? I'm gonna get a list of MCU movies, and that way we can just see if there's anything we missed.
Is that all of them?
This is, I think, up to phase 3. Phase 4 is what we're going through now.
So this is up to phase.
Oh shit! Is there any from phase 4 that you?
Hold on, let me check. Wait. I mean, Namor was pretty decent.
Namor was sick. In fact, no, I'm going to go with Namor 5th. Yeah. I don't care. Like, he was so sick.
I mean, he's a pretty cool character in the comics as well.
Eternals.
Let's see, Captain America, Brave New World. Oh yeah, they renamed it. I forgot about that.
Wait, what?
The next Captain America movie coming out is called Brave New World, isn't it? It was meant to be New World Order, but they renamed it. It's probably a wise decision to rename it, because of conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, but
New World Order, like
the Illuminati was mentioned, like, you know.
I know.
That's hilarious.
I have some of the leaks for that Brave New World Captain America movie are absolutely amazing.
The Marvels, I can't wait for this. Is this going to be like a show, or is it going to be a...
No, that's going to be a movie.
Nice,
It's going to be Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and I think her name is Photon. I don't know if they're calling her that, but yeah, Photon. She's the girl from WandaVision, isn't it? The chick from WandaVision. She was like the daughter of Captain Marvel's best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tiona. I think her name in real life is Tiona Paris or whatever, isn't it, or something. It's a hard one, you know.
Stretch, you can count
I would probably put Ego in there, you know. I probably would put Ego in there, but I feel like there's somebody else that I could put in there. Let me check.
It's an old Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi's villain was kind of just like, it's alright, I guess. Definitely not Doctor Strange's villain.
Was that?
Exactly. You don't even remember them. Doctor Strange 1, lad, the villain was just evil Doctor Strange, who was being controlled by Dormammu.
Dormammu.
But it was that guy was like the evil version of him. He was a former, like, it was just like,
isn't Dormammu like in his own right?
Doctor Strange is a bad movie, by the way, but just, you know.
But isn't Dormammu in his own right an extremely strong villain?
Yeah, he's an entity, and but there's a few of them in it. It's from the Dark Dimension, isn't he? And then he has a sister as well, called... What's his sister's name?
Oh yeah,
I can't remember now, but he has a sister, guys, and yeah. In fact, at the end of Doctor Strange 2, the woman who jumps out and is like, "Yeah, we need to go," cause an incursion. She's the daughter of Dormammu's sister. Yeah. But I can't remember his sister's name, but maybe I'll remember it through the course of this podcast.
Who's So who's the villain?
I really can't think of
the first Ant-Man. The villain of the first Ant-Man.
It's just like it's just another guy in it who wants power of like the company, doesn't he, or whatever. You know, like the company that like Hank Pym like created in the article and all that. Yeah, he's just trying to take it over, basically.
Who's the villain for the Dark World?
The villain in Thor: The Dark World is, I don't know, it's a bit of a crap movie, to be honest, but it was like Dark Elves, isn't it? They were like Dark Elves. They were the villains, Dark Elves. Basically, I can't remember the main guy's name because the movie just wasn't really that great. It's a bit of a weak movie. It's actually hard to pick what was actually worse between that and Love and Thunder.
I don't remember a single.
It's pretty hard to pick, you know, like 2013. Now that I think about it, Thor: The Dark World might have been better than Love and Thunder, you know. Love and Thunder was just a mad movie, man.
Oh, hang on a minute. No. Thor's mother figure. I'm supposed to remember it now. Wait there. Isn't this the one where he turns fat? He just gave up on life and stuff?
No.
Okay.
No.
It was just a movie that
I just told you the villains were Dark Elves.
I don't even know who the hell Dark Elves is.
Yeah, exactly, because it was a crap movie. That's why you don't remember, lad. Like, if you'd remember if it was a good movie.
This is
Dark Elves. The thing where he turns fat, lad, that was like after Avengers Infinity.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Fucking hell. Don't remember shit.
To be fair, I think I've watched a lot of this a lot more recent than you have, so that's probably why you can't remember.
Captain America's
because I rewatched
the first Avenger. The first four.
You know what? I probably would just put Bucky in there as a villain.
Yes.
You're right though, that villain in Civil War, like that, I might put him in there as well because he riled everyone up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have to like fight really. He just got everyone just beefing with each other.
At the end, like he didn't even like that's do you have the ending?
What? Oh,
when he made Iron Man and like Captain America fight.
Yeah.
He didn't. There was nothing to gain from that. He just done it because he's pissed. He was like, yeah, fuck you guys.
He was like, he killed you.
He's like, hey, these super soldiers have been dead for a long time, so fuck it, just fight each other. They showed that clip.
He killed his parents.
Yeah, Bucky killed his parents. Yeah.
Some people would say Captain America was a bit wrong for backing Bucky all that much, but
I think that's a good shot, Marvel. Let's see. Okay, wait.
Wakanda forever.
Before we close off our list, there's something we need to consider. Marvel series. Will all these series be here?
You need to say like Disney Plus because it'll just bring up like every single Marvel series that's ever existed.
Because I think these guys count.
I think what was cool about Miss Marvel, the coolest thing about it was the fact that they revealed she was a mutant at the end. That was exciting. Cool. I'm really excited to see what they're gonna actually do, like in the Marvel universe, how they're gonna do the mutants in there. I'm interested.
Hey Josh,
it's gonna be a tricky thing to do.
This is laid out a bit weird, but let's just try and see if we can like make sense of it. So, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., don't know, never watched that. Agent Carter, don't watch that. Did you watch any of these? Let me know if you watched any of these.
I watched like an episode or two of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter, but
Inhumans.
I definitely didn't watch that.
You watched all of these, have you? Daredevil, the series?
I've seen Daredevil and I've seen that, like season 1 of Jessica Jones. I'm still in the process of watching it.
Is that good? What is that?
But the problem with Defenders is the Iron Fist is trash, so like, I don't know, innit? I might have to just skip that. Apparently, the Punisher's amazing though.
But are any of these villains, like the villains for any of these, good enough to be in a top 5?
The Kingpin was pretty good in Daredevil. Yeah, the Kingpin was like a bit like the villain from Civil War, kind of. Like he could just make people turn against each other, and he just controlled everything, kind of. The Kingpin was a pretty cool villain. It's going to be interesting to see him in the MCU, the Kingpin, like, because obviously he's a decent villain in the comics.
He was a villain in WandaVision. Agatha? Is that her name?
Yeah, Agatha.
Is she in your top 5?
Nah, probably not, but she's an alright villain though. She's just like she's the stereotypical witch, innit? Like, but it's like cool because in Marvel, innit, like that was the first time seeing like and Doctor Strange in it, so
I've not watched the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You watched it, didn't you?
Yeah,
who's the villain for that?
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they're called the Flag Smashers or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, like the Flag Smashers, and they're just like a group of kids who've basically taken spoiler alert, they've taken the super soldier serum.
Kids?
Yeah. Like, not all kids. Some of them are like men, but they're younger. Do you get me? Like,
what?
Some of them are like, like early 20s and stuff. They're not like literal children, and they're taking super soldier serum.
Wait, where the hell do they find super soldier?
And then they created the guy basically to take Captain America's place.
But where did they find super soldier serum? I thought that was like a hard thing to get.
There was more. That's what the show's about. The show determines that there was actually other serums.
Were they lesser versions of Captain America's?
They were hidden somewhere.
Were they lesser versions?
I don't know. Right. Sentry in the comics, his serum is like a mega version of Captain America's.
How does that work though?
It's a million times stronger.
What?
That's Sentry.
How do they even
like
make
Marvel's
that?
like
How do they make
version
that?
of Superman in it. Sentry, like for me, like he's actually a bit more like cooler than Superman because he's got like another aspect to him in it with the Void.
No, right?
Yeah, like the way he's got that thing where the longer he stays in that Sentry form, the Void can like come and take over. So he's scared to use his full power. That's why in like World War Hulk, when Hulk's just battering everyone, they're begging Sentry to come and help them. He's like, nah, because he doesn't want to turn it to the Sentry because he's scared the Void will come back.
Do you think he'll go into MCU at any point?
Yeah, I think so. There's rumours, isn't it, that he's going to be... There's rumours he's going to be hinted at in Captain America 4, and then he's going to be in Thunderbolts. Apparently he's the villain in Thunderbolts or something like that.
Sentry?
Apparently that's what the rumours say. The rumours say that Thunderbolts is going to be like Suicide Squad, basically, isn't it? It's going to be like, do you know, where they get a bunch of people who aren't like necessarily heroes.
Yeah.
The government hires them to work for them in it. That's why it's called Thunderbolts. General Hugh Ross Thunderbolt in it. Like, he's the guy from The Incredible Hulk.
So what about what's about Loki, the villain in Loki? It's the same guy, right? As the villain.
Oh, yeah. Kang was a pretty decent villain in Loki. Yeah. I mean, in Ant-Man he was alright. Like he was alright, I guess. But the Kang that was in Loki, I think he was. It felt like the build-up was, do you know, like more like you didn't see the guy till the very end of Loki. So like,
what about the villain? Who's the villain on What If? Who's the villain on What If?
It's Ultron, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Ultron was a bit mad. You know what? We just completely forgot about Ultron.
I've never watched Ultron. Age of Ultron.
Oh, actually, to be fair, Ultron was a pretty good villain.
Is he top five?
Nah, I have to put him in.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Ultron has to go into the.
To be fair, Ultron.
I felt like there was something that we were missing, but it was at the very back of my mind. I couldn't remember there was another good villain, and that was it. It was Ultron.
I've tried to watch Age of Ultron 4 times.
Yeah, some people they say it's not for them, but I think it was an alright movie.
I don't think I've given it a proper chance. To be fair,
it's a bit hard to get into at the start. That's why I think.
Yeah, the start's a bit.
The start's hard, and when they like fight, it's a bit hard. I'm not gonna lie, I had the same problem you did. I tried rewatching. I tried to watch it a couple of times, and I remember I kept failing. Same problem with Thor: Dark World.
I've seen clips of Ultron, and I think I will like it. Ultron and What If was so class, though. He was so sick.
Yeah.
He might actually get in top 5. How have I done my...
Ultron in the comics, by the way, is incredible. They never kill him. He always comes back.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
He's like a virus, kind of like
in the MCU, it does not make sense that they killed him off.
Well, there's rumours that he isn't fully
good, but like, it doesn't make sense.
He might come back.
How do you kill Cold? Do you know what I mean? Like that? That, like, it can hide everywhere.
Anywhere. It's on the whole internet. Like,
yeah.
There's like no way. Like, it's crazy, man. He was a cool villain on Ultron. Like, just the way. Like, I like the way. Another example of in the MCU where they changed something from the comic, but it was for the better. Well, Ultron. He's made by Hank Pym, so he's made by Ant-Man in the comics. So not Scott Lang, because in the comics Hank Pym is like the main Ant-Man in the comics. In the MCU, he has been Ant-Man, but many years ago, like in the 80s or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, he makes Ultron. Do you get me? But because of where the MCU was at the time, established Ant-Man. Yeah. So they just but it made sense because Tony Stark is probably capable of making Ultron. He's one of the cleverest people.
Is he?
Yeah, he is. Cleverest people in the universe in the MCU or just in Marvel comics more. It's obviously Reed Richards, isn't it? Reed Richards, Doctor Doom. In fact, Blue Marvel's up there too.
Do you know, like, I don't know.
Reed Richards. I think Thanos is too.
Tony Stark
and Hank Pym's up there.
Seems like an absolute genius, like one of the smartest people. But there's something about him. Like I didn't watch Age of Ultron, but it just for me it's like hard to wrap my head around him being able to create Ultron, even by accident. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It made sense to me with the way the movie was because he created Jarvis, so Ultron is just a similar like.
I'll need to watch the movie to be honest.
Yeah, because Jarvis is his other AI, isn't it?
Yeah, Jarvis makes.
He's already created one AI, so Ultron is literally just another AI that he's designed to protect Earth.
Hey, what about the villain?
Like it does the opposite of that. It tries to destroy everything.
What about the villain of Hawkeye? Kingpin, was it?
Yeah, it was Kingpin. We've already spoke about him, innit? Daredevil.
Is he? Nah, I don't know. Hawkeye.
You don't see much of him in Hawkeye, so you can't really like, you know what I mean, judge him off that. If you watch Daredevil, you see tons of
Hey, Josh.
But obviously, Daredevil is like not necessarily the MCU, is it?
Hey, Josh, you know, girl in Hawkeye. Some people are obsessed with her, you know.
Hailey Steinfeld.
Yeah. She's alright. Like she's nice.
Yeah. She's a good actor. She's very pretty as well. It's mad, you know, because she's Gwen Stacy's voice actor, isn't she?
In what?
In Into the Spider-Verse.
That's her.
That's her.
Oh wow! I said no.
Gwen Stacy, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think she sings as well, you know, Hailey Steinfeld. Yeah, she does music as well, I'm pretty sure.
Did you watch Moonlight?
Yeah, I did watch Moonlight.
Who's the villain on that?
It's just this dude in it who used to have the same powers as him, basically. He used to be a servant of the guy that the god that he's serving like an Egyptian god in it, the main character in Moonlight, and the villain is someone who used to serve that god but now serves another one. It's a bit confusing, but
hey, that makes me laugh because like it came out the same time. That makes me laugh because the trailers will come out at the same time Morbius was released. So every time I think of Moonlight, I think of Morbius, and it just like makes me laugh.
Oh, then Morbius. Morbius isn't like an awful movie. It is what it is. It's just like, you know what you're getting. Like, it is what it says on the tin. It's just a.
I just don't get why.
It's just a vampire.
I just don't get why they made him like.
There was no reason maybe to make a whole like.
Well, I don't get why they try to make him likable kind of thing. Like, he's trying so hard like to be a good person. Like,
they need to make him a villain.
Like, he should have been as bad as like the actual villain should have been.
It goes back to what you're saying, and though they have to make Spider-Man related movies, don't they, Sony, because they have the rights to some of them characters.
I don't mind these,
so they make the movies. So now they're just pulling movies out the backside, bro.
I don't mind these anti-heroes, and I actually like that.
I do mind, because you can't just make a bunch of Spider-Man villains and just turn them into anti-heroes. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, then Spider-Man becomes a villain.
You make Venom an anti-hero. You make a Morbius an anti-hero. They're doing Kraven the Hunter right now. Innit? Like, that's what they're filming now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, with the guy who played Quicksilver in Ultron. Innit? You know the guy who played Quicksilver, Aaron Taylor Johnson?
Yeah.
He's Kick-Ass, the guy who plays Kick-Ass, the main character in Kick-Ass. They're using him to play Kraven, and lad, in one of the friggin' promotions for it, he was saying something like, Kraven's an animal lover, and I'm just thinking, like, Kraven is not an animal lover. Like, the guy wears the hide of a lion on himself.
Yeah.
Like, he hunts. That's why his name is Kraven the Hunter. He hunts animals and hunts people and hunts other beings. That's what he does. That's his joy. Like, he likes hunting. He's in it for the hunt. He's not an animal lover. Like, they're going to do that again with Kraven the Hunter, make him an anti-hero.
Who's the villain for Moonlight again?
I told you, it's just some guy in there, and he used to be a servant of the god that Moonlight serves, and now he's a servant of another god, and it's a bit confusing.
Actually, that sounds kind of cool though.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing, but I wouldn't.
That sounds cool. Is it not good?
Yeah, no, it's not good. It's a decent show. Like, I like it, innit? I wanted a bit more blood, but I like it. But I wouldn't say the villain is a top 5 villain. No way.
I might watch that show. That's a cool concept.
No way Jose is the villain of the top 5 villain. But it's a good show.
Hey, I forgot who the villain. I remember Miss Marvel, but I forgot the villain of it.
Yeah. There was a few in it. Those clandestine things in it. Those clandestine. They had a name, but I can't remember.
I remember the show, but I forgot who the actual villain was.
They were kind of like from another dimension, weren't they, them people?
Oh, yeah. And did she go back into the past or something, Miss Marvel?
Yeah, that was a bit
random.
Yeah, that was
time travel. Hey, I don't think you like time travel, do you?
I don't mind it, like, but sometimes it's a bit like, what the heck?
Time travel, yeah.
Sometimes I think, like, some authors, like, they have to make sure they don't use it as like an easy get out of jail card. Do you know what I mean?
So let me try and rethink my top 5 then. So I've got Thanos, Killmonger, the guy from Civil War. I'd say Ultron because I absolutely loved What If. Wait, who wrote one?
Ultron in What If was unreal, but even Ultron in Age of Ultron was pretty good.
And what was it? I forgot, because that's 4. Wait, what was my 5th one? Oh my god, I forgot.
Ultron Forever comics. Ultron and What If, like when the Watcher was talking.
Oh yeah.
When the Watcher's like narrating and he's like, yeah, he became aware, and then Ultron's like, who's saying that? And then he turns around, he became aware of the what. And that stops like mid-sentence, he's narrating himself about to get murked by Ultron. He realizes, isn't it? And then he stops narrating. Yo, What If, man? That show, that was a good show, man. It was hilarious, though, man. I like the voice they used for the Watcher, though, man. Like, he suited him so well.
Yeah.
That guy, man, he's quite a famous actor, and especially a voice actor as well. Yeah, you know, the guy who voices Uatu, the Watcher, and
Namor's the fifth one, definitely.
Guy from Batman.
That's also top 5. Killmonger, Namor, Thanos, Ultron. Oh my god, just
I can't believe he killed the mum.
Who?
Namor.
He killed it, yeah.
Yeah, that was bad, that.
He had to. He was holding off a bit. Oh, and Ego, easy. Yeah, that's a solid top 5.
Ego, the living planet.
That's a solid top 5. But Namor, like, he was absolutely class. Just and so I get him. I actually get him. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he has to protect all the sea people.
You call him Namor, lad? His name's
Namor.
Calling him the football players.
Namor. So I get him though. He has to protect like his people, and like humans are the biggest threats and stuff. So
yeah, he's cool in the comics because he just doesn't give a flying donkeys like about anything except his own people. He'll do whatever it takes to protect Atlantis.
Yeah.
I mean, it's called something else in the movie, but yeah, it's Atlantis in the comics.
Yeah.
What did they call it in the movies again? I can't remember.
I can't
remember now.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, it was a good choice, to be fair, though, to incorporate the South American culture in there because we already saw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Aquaman, it would have just felt like a repeat. Like, I liked Aquaman as well, the DC movie, but like it would have felt like a proper repeat, even though like Namor was around before Aquaman. Yeah, like way before. Not way before, but he came out like at least 7, 8, 9, 10 years before.
Yeah.
If you want to go back to like all the way to like the 1940s and stuff. But it's just the average person doesn't know that. Most people know Aquaman.
Yeah.
The average person knows Aquaman, they don't know Namor.
Yeah.
Like the average person who doesn't read comics, they just have an interest for like comics, but they're not like engraved in like the lore of Marvel and like DC. They'll know Aquaman, but they won't know Namor. So when they see Namor, if you just do him as a generic Namor, people will just be like, this is copying Aquaman. What Namor was around before.
I'm glad, like, I'm excited, you know, like, to see like the next like movie with Namor in it. Like, when do you reckon he'll reappear?
I don't know, you know, he might have his own movie. But I did hear some crazy thing, isn't it, about them not having the full rights to Namor.
Really?
Something like that, you know, I read something online like a couple months ago that like Marvel might not have the full rights to him, which is kind of funny. That's me.
I just googled this. Marvel confirmed rights involving Hulk and Namor are still Universal.
Yeah, but check the Hulk now, because I heard that they've just got the rights of the Hulk like within the last few days.
Right, so Namor's with Universal.
Both of them are?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the Hulk might... they might have just went back to Marvel, because I heard a rumour that they've just went back to...
So Screen Rant, Hulk...
What? Yeah, there you go. So you'll get your Hulk movie now,
Hulk movie rights. Have Marvel got them back? No, but it doesn't confirm here just yet.
Oh, it doesn't.
Positive signs. Hey, it's like a football transfer. Hey, they're interested. Marvel are interested. You put a bid in.
They put a bid in for Bruce Banner.
They put a bid in for Hulk.
Remember that like Hulk comic that I showed you? When he told them guys he eats tofu, and then the guys would
take he kills them. I just he
told them there was this Hulk comic people, and the Hulk went to live off the grid in it, like on some island, and there was these farmers, and he was helping them, like, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he was telling them, because he was a vegan, and he eats tofu, and then the farmers started taking the mick at him, saying like, "What man eats tofu?" And then he was like, "I guess they call it tofurkey," and then like the Hulk turned into the Hulk. He was about to turn into the Hulk and ate the guy. Literally, he ate them. So my man said he was a vegan, and then he ate 2 humans while he was the Hulk. It was just hilarious, man. The Hulk is too funny in the comics. And then there was another time in that comic where he went to a psychiatrist or something like this, or a therapist, and he was talking about, you know, everything that's happened in his life, and he was talking about like his deepest fears, which was he thought he was going to lose his missus, and I can't remember her name, that girl that like Bruce Banner has like the fling with.
Yeah.
And like basically the therapist says something like, maybe she doesn't want you back because you're like, basically because you're crap, like you'd crap in bed.
Yeah.
And then like the Hulk lost his shit, turned into the Hulk. Bro, the whole thing down just because the friggin' therapist said that. So nah, the Hulk is funny, man. The Hulk is just funny. He's hella sensitive though, but he's funny, man.
Apparently the rumours that some of the rumours is based off the Incredible Hulk being on Disney Plus. I mean, come on, let's see. I mean, obviously, like Marvel.
The rumour is they do want to do like some kind of World War Hulk movie in it, because they hinted at the end of She-Hulk, don't they, when he jumps in the spaceship and his son shows up. So I mean, it would be nice because it feels like the Hulk hasn't had his fair shake in the MCU. It's not their fault because they didn't have the rights, and obviously Universal being idiots and letting them do like standalone movies. But you know, it'd just be nice to see the Hulk like in that light, because he's not been utilised. Do you know what I mean? He's not been utilised to his full potential, and he's a fan favourite, the Hulk. Yeah. People just want to see the Hulk smash things. Like that's just, we know what we're getting with the Hulk. That's what he does.
To be fair, with World War Hulk, I didn't even know about that, and when I heard about it, it was just incredible. Like
that other Hulk comic as well, the one where they find out that all gamma radiation originates from hell.
What? What's this?
Yeah, there's a Hulk comic. Yeah.
Lad, there's so many Hulk comics.
Or something like that, lad, and they find out that like all gamma radiation.
There's loads of Hulk comics that I've never even read, and I know that I love them. How do you even get into comics like that?
Yeah,
watch YouTube videos?
Yeah, you just find them on like just online.
I wouldn't get into comics in that way, because do you have to buy multiple comics for one story? Can you just buy one comic for one story?
Yeah, you can do, but you can just read them online.
It's better effort though.
Reading them online on like YouTube might be a bit better, because buying individual comics is too much, isn't it? Because when there's comic storylines going on, they do things called tie-ins when there's sagas or arcs going on. And like, obviously, if you buy all the tie-ins, you'll be like bankrupt. So I'm googling right where to read Hulk comics. Comic Book Herald. No. So let me click on this. Issue 1, 6. Oh my god. Well, it's linked me to Amazon to buy it. Fuck that. Reading all that. I'm guessing trying to read it is a bit like trying to stream. You're gonna have to hey Cora, somebody asked, what are some suggestions? What's going on? How do I, is this, no, that's not related, that's related. What are the answers? Hang on, is there no answers for this? So someone posted this, but where's the answers for that? Cora? How's the Cora work? These are all promoted and related and stuff. There's literally no answers to this. Just look like there's any answers. Well. See, this is the effort. Like, I would read it, but like, how do you actually read it? How to get into reading Hulk comics? So I'm now on Reddit. David Peter Run is starting to go issues 5 beautiful Jurassic Marvel Stars collection. You can just start wherever you want, to be honest with you, bro.
But what website?
Consistently review things, so it doesn't really matter where you start from.
What website would I use? What websites to?
You can just watch YouTube.
Could do.
Comic Story and Comics Explain. They cover them all. And if they don't have a comic that you want, You just ask them to cover it. Obviously, you can buy them as well. I have physical comics. You know what I mean? I've got Batman, the White Knight, I think it is, or whatever. But yeah, that's another way. YouTube's like probably one of the better ways.
I'm on a website called.
In this day and age, just because buying comics, you'll be bankrupt before you read them.
I know, exactly.
Right, but it doesn't matter where you start because.
And also, comics like collector's edition and stuff like that.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to buy.
In fact, I'm on a website called Read Comic Online. Let me search. Oh, fuck off. Let me see if I can find World War Hulk. And if I can find that, open it up and do all that. That's promising. Oh, there's those ads here, but you know, you gotta expect that. I got rid of one of the ads. This is looking promising. But what next? So show me a photo of that. What next? Hey Josh, I got it, look. This website, you can read it. What?
Is that Wolverine?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. I might try and give this a go. Read Comic Online.
It's pretty decent.
Awesome. Josh, should we call it there with the podcast going? We'll end it there, guys. Thanks for listening.